Welcome to Biz Wire. I'm Joseph Nordstrom in Beijing. As part of the seemingly never-ending battle between China's central and local governments, tackling industrial overcapacity is a high priority for Beijing, but not necessarily for local officials concerned about growth and jobs in their own districts. For years, Beijing has ordered capacity be trimmed in a number of sectors, but leaders much further down the ladder of power have responded by saying that they agree, but not in their own backyard. The Wall Street Journal cited China's People's Daily, which said government officials responsible for shaping economic policy would target overcapacity as part of its economic reform package. An official quoted said the core problem with China's economy is excessive allocation of resources and unreasonable intervention. An official quoted said the core problem with China's economy is excessive allocation of resources and unreasonable intervention by local governments. The journal quotes Deputy Director at the Office of the Central Leading Group for Financial and Economic Affairs, Yang Wei-min, who says local governments have promoted blind investment, which has led to severe overcapacity in sectors such as steel, cement, glass, shipbuilding, wind power, and solar energy. The journal says Yang's comments in the People's Daily suggest that Beijing recognizes that local governments are the main roadblock to reform and may clamp down harder on industrial overcapacity in the near future. In the steel sector, Beijing has sought for more than a decade to curb excess capacity that it views as weighing down the industry's ability to respond effectively to market changes. The country's top economic planners estimate that China has about 20% more steel output capacity than it really needs. And as a result, the central government has halted approvals of new production capacity unless it replaces less efficient capacity or leads to higher value steel products. Still, analysts say that steel mills often pretend to shutter unnecessary production only to restart it later, while others have been secretly adding new capacity as local governments, which depend on steel makers for jobs and revenue, look the other way. Vice Secretary General of the China Iron and Steel Association, Li Xinchuan, says the industry should seize the opportunity and build what he calls a long-term healthy development mechanism. Li says China's State Council has just issued a new guidance on resolving overcapacity. Li says the goal is to build a market-oriented competition mechanism and environment. Researcher at the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences, Yuan Gangming, says that to fundamentally resolve overcapacity, the country needs to carry out state-owned enterprise reform relentlessly and let the market decide which firm will stay and which will die. Local officials have been asked to stop approving new projects and clean up those that have been built or have begun construction without proper approvals on land use, pollution discharge, and compliance with Beijing's industry development directions. Local authorities are supposed to starve them of bank loans, slap them with higher water and power prices, and push for mergers and acquisitions to enhance industry concentration and competitiveness. Analysts said the latest drive by the NDRC to use administrative means to push local governments to shut down excess capacity and consolidate the industry was not that different from tactics used in previous crackdowns. Moody's Investor Service said before this year, various ministries had issued 5 circulars in 2005, 6, 9, 10, and 11, ordering the elimination of outdated steel capacity. Yet the problem of too much capacity and not enough demand has not changed. A significant change that has come out of the third plenum reforms is that to how officials are evaluated. The chief analyst at industry consultancy MySteel, Xu Xiangchun, said whether the latest clampdown would yield better results would depend on the relative weight in local government officials' performance appraisals given to reducing redundant industry capacity, controlling pollution, and promoting economic growth. President Xi Jinping has come out of the third plenum looking like China's strongest leader since Deng Xiaoping and he'll have to use a considerable amount of that power if he's serious about cutting production in the provinces. You're watching Biz Wire on the Blue Ocean Network, China's first and only privately owned broadcast media. Our full episode can be seen on our website, BONTV/biz-wire. In just a second, we'll continue with more insight into the big picture of China's economy.